LYC Healthcare Berhad operates in a fast-growing healthcare sector, offering mother and child care, senior living, fertility, aesthetic, and clinic services. However, the company is still facing repeated losses and unstable revenue, which raise concern about its ability to continue as a going concern. This risk is higher due to the past auditor issue, legal cases involving subsidiaries, and complex execution that may lead to the missing disclosure or valuation problems. Revenue recognition is also risky because of different center of using fee structure. Overall, LYC Healthcare is a high-risk audit client and requires stronger audit procedure and careful review of management decisions.
The introduction, LYC Healthcare Berhad shifted from component to healthcare in 2017 and now offer a diverse of services across Malaysia and Singapore. In 2025, the company faced issues such as being placed under Guidance Note 3, delay in report, and concern over dusted listing. Because of challenges, the Audit Oversight Board increased supervision and independent review was needed to verify financial and rebuild stakeholder confidence.
LYC Healthcare Berhad faced several threats to audit independence. Chrome Asia Berhad, the external auditor, faced a self-interest threat because they receive both audit fees and non-audit fees. When auditors depend on a single client for multiple sources of income, it can reduce their ability to remain independent and auditive during the audit. Next, Chrome Asia Berhad faced an advocacy threat from the non-audit service they provide to LYC Healthcare Berhad. This service includes reviewing the risk management statement and interim financial statement. This involvement may make the auditors appear to support the company's interests. As a result, their objectivity could be reduced.
Next, I will explain the impact of independent risks on audit quality for LYC Healthcare Berhad. Independence is important to keep the audit reliable. When it's affected, the auditor's criticism can weaken. For LYC, the main issue is the self-interest rate. Crown Malaysia receives both audit and non-audit fees, which may influence their judgment and increase the risk of overlooking misstatements. The self-review treat does not apply because the auditors did not perform work that they later review in the audit. The familiarity treat is also low as Crown Malaysia is newly appointed for 2025, allowing them to maintain fresh judgment. There is a potential advocacy treat because the auditors perform non-audit services related to the company's proposed listing. This may create a perception that they are supporting the company, which could affect objectivity. Lastly, the intimidation treat is low as there is no evidence of pressure from management. Overall, the main concerns are the self-interest and advocacy treats, which may affect objectivity and reduce stakeholder confidence.
Safeguard and mitigation measure. So now I will explain the safeguard to protect auditor independence. First, audit committee need to tighten its oversight, especially when approving audit service and non-audit service, so there will be no conflict of interest. Next, limiting or banning non-audit service help to reduce self-interest rate because the auditor won't depend on extra fees. Another safeguard is having an independent partner review the audit work, which add objectivity for high-risk area. Partner rotation also prevent the auditor from getting too familiar with the management. And lastly, using external specialists for complex area, make sure all assumptions are checked independently.
Easy Chrome may affect the audit quality. So we can see here the two biggest independent issues where the self-interest trait creates financial independence and may influence their judgment, while the advocacy trait make the auditor look like they are supporting the client's interests. However, the main concern is how this higher risk trait affect areas that require a lot of judgment and can reduce the objectivity level of professional expertise that is needed to identify material misstatements. To mitigate this, audit committee should tighten its oversight by approving all non-audit service and monitoring the fee ratio. LYC also should consider limiting or even prohibiting Crow from providing non-audit service, and the company should maintain clear communication and documentation on significant account judgment. So the overall Crow may not be the best option to ensure full objectivity and high audit quality.
In conclusion, LYC Healthcare is a high-risk audit client due to weak finance, complex structure, and auditor independent issue. Despite safeguard, risks remain, so stronger oversight and clear separation of audit and non-audit work are needed to ensure reliable financial reporting.
To improve auditor independence and auditor quality for LYC Healthcare Berhad, the AOB should take several steps. First, auditors should be monitored more strictly, especially when they provide both audit and non-audit services. LYC should limit non-audit work to reduce self-interest risk. Second, the audit committee must be more active by checking and approving all non-audit services and reviewing the audit performance. Third, an independent reviewer who is not part of the audit team should review high-risk areas such as impairment, revenue, and going concern assessment. Fourth, key audit partners should rotate more often to avoid over-familiarity. Lastly, LYC should use independent experts for valuation and important estimate to reduce reliance on management.